Tonight on Connecticut's news station, stolen then smashed. Police in Wethersfield tell us this car full of young people was weaving in and out of traffic until it crashed into a car, a tree, and finally a house. A tragic end for one of the people inside that car. For 3 days, search teams have been scouring a Connecticut town, even using a drone in hopes of finding Jackie, the missing donkey. The question tonight, did she wander off or was she donkey napped? And in advance of tomorrow's state and national holiday honoring the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we have your guide to celebrations across Connecticut.
Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Carmen Chow. We begin with breaking news out of Meriden tonight. Information on this is still coming into our newsroom, but here is what we know. Meriden police are on the scene on I-691 eastbound in Meriden just before exit 2A. State police are saying there was an active disturbance a little after 8 p.m. tonight. And what that means is not yet clear. Let's get out to Fox 61's Jake Garcia and Meriden. Jake, what do you see?
Well, Carmen, we can tell you that we are still trying to learn what that means as well. We do know that all started just after 8 p.m. I'm going to step out of the way here so you can kind of get a better look. We are near Broad Street here on the eastbound side of 691. We have seen Connecticut State Troopers kind of walking up and down the eastbound lane side, scouring the lanes there with their flashlights, all centered around a white truck that you may see right now, kind of with the door open. The investigation seems to be centered around that car. We don't know yet exactly what happened, but we do know that it happened just before exit 2A here in Meriden on the eastbound side. EMS and the local fire department were also contacted. We know one person was taken to an area hospital. Their injuries are not yet known. The eastbound side of I-691 has been shut down for the investigation for about a mile. It's closed from about Columbus Park here to Broad Street, so drivers are asked to find another route if you're headed on the eastbound side of I-691 here in Meriden. We're going to continue to follow the story. We don't know how long the highway will be shut down as this investigation is still in the early stages. Live in Meriden, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, keep us posted, Jake. Thank you. And turning now to the weather watch this week, feeling much like January with blustery winds and chilly temperatures. Let's get right to meteorologist Ryan Breton. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Carmen. I know you mentioned you noticed the wind today. It was really gusty. We had some gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour at times and even a few power outages in spots. Right now, it is still blustery, not quite as windy as it was earlier, but it is getting colder. The actual air temperature down to 21 in Torrington, 27 in Chester, and 32 in New Haven. You add the wind to that, and it feels like the teens and low 20s outside right now. Tomorrow morning, it will continue to be quite cold, and we'll have a little bit less wind. But even with less wind, as the temperature drops, the wind chill will continue to drop with it. We'll feel like the teens out the door first thing tomorrow morning. Lots of sun on the way tomorrow morning. Overall, a nice-looking winter day. High temperatures, though, only getting into the low 30s, so it will be a chilly day for sure. We'll have a mix of sunshine and some high cloudiness that starts to move in the afternoon. Those high clouds ahead of our next system, which approaches for Tuesday. It's not a big storm, but we will have some snow on Tuesday. Periods of light snow through the day, probably steadiest in the afternoon. It's not going to be a big storm, but there may be some slippery travel. The road crews will have to be out. And right now it's looking like 1 to 3 inches of snow for most of the state. I'll be back to talk about the timeline, the totals, and a whole lot more coming up in just a few minutes.
Ryan, thank you. Coming up in just a few minutes, a look at the wicked weather elsewhere from Buffalo to Maine. New tonight, a private plane crashed just over the border in Massachusetts, and all 3 people aboard died. This happened near Oak Hill Acres, near the town line separating Greenfield and Layden. According to police, the plane was a twin-engine 4-seater plane. It crashed just before 11:30 this morning. NTSB investigators are on their way to look for clues to the cause of this deadly plane crash. And now to Wethersfield, where police say a juvenile is dead after a stolen car they were in crashed into a home on Church Street. When officers arrived on scene, they found 2 juveniles trapped in the car. One of them was pronounced dead at a local hospital around 2:30 this afternoon. A 3rd juvenile ran away but eventually came back to the scene. Police say the car was stolen out of Hartford. They say the 3 juveniles were driving erratically on Garden and Church Streets, hit a car, veered off the road, struck a a tree and then crashed into a home. The crash is under investigation. I-95 southbound is back open again tonight after a serious crash involving a car and a tractor trailer. This was at exit 52 in East Haven just before 7:30 this morning. The car caught fire, and so far there has been no word on injuries. Another crash to tell you about, this one in New Haven involving an on-duty police officer and another driver. The assistant fire chief tells Fox 61 their cars collided late last night at the intersection of Fox and Boulevard and Quinnipiac Avenue across from a Taco Bell. Both the officer and the other driver were rushed to a hospital, but fortunately they each only suffered minor injuries. As the winter cold settles into Connecticut, Operation Fuel applications are now open to help eligible families with their heating bills. Operation Fuel offers energy assistance, including gas, electric, oil, or other deliverable fuel once per year with a grant of up to $500. To qualify for help, people must show they made at least 4 payments in the last 12 months, must owe a past due amount, and provide at least 4 weeks of income. Leaders of the nonprofit say they're already seeing high demand, which has been the case in recent years.
Inflation, while it's come under control a bit more, the cost of living for folks, particularly in the Northeast and in Connecticut, generally is outstripping their ability to pay. And the cost of utilities, that's really the crux of the issue, I think, is, people are being asked to pay a level of their income that is not attainable.
The deadline to apply is March 1st. However, that date could be sooner based on available funding. You can find more information about how to get help or give help on the links page of our website, fox61.com. And now to Durham, where firefighters battled a large fire last night on Airline Road. Crews were called to this factory shortly before 10 p.m. and had to put out multiple hot spots. The back of the roof was damaged. No word if anyone was injured. The cause of the fire is unknown at this time, and the fire marshal is investigating. In Hartford, a man in his 50s is now in critical condition after being shot early this morning. Police say around 6 a.m., several rounds of gunshots were fired on Homestead Avenue. There, they found the man injured. No arrests have been announced yet, and the man's current condition is unknown at this time. The shooting is under investigation. And police in North Haven are asking for the public's help to see if you recognize an armed robber. Take a good look at this photo. Around 5 a.m. today, the Citgo gas station on Washington Avenue was robbed. This man, who is around 5'7", wearing a mask and all black clothing, entered the store and robbed the employee at gunpoint. He then took off in a car waiting outside for him, possibly a dark Honda sedan. Anyone who witnessed this or recognizes him is asked to call North Haven police immediately. A Torrington man spent the weekend behind bars and will stay there as he awaits trial for the murder of his friend. 25-year-old Brian Seaholm appeared in court in New Britain Friday, accused of strangling 55-year-old Dominic Franciscelli to death. It happened in April 2023 at the victim's home on Douglas Street in Southington, allegedly following a drinking game. According to the arrest warrant, Seaholm got drunk, blacked out, and somehow wound up in bed with Franciscelli's frail elderly mother.
Based on the fact that he has serious cases pending, unlawful restraint, strangulation, prior VOP convictions, and the seriousness of the charge, is going to be set in $2 million.
Seaholm, who has multiple convictions and faces other charges and prior cases on top of this murder charge, is due back in court January 24th. Because of the holiday tomorrow and the potential for weather delays, there's a pause in the trial of Michelle Troconis, the woman on trial for conspiracy to murder Jennifer Dulos. On Friday, her attorney told Fox 61 this isn't like Law and Order or CSI, where the case wraps up in an hour. That was during a break in day 2 of the trial in Stamford, which dragged on for hours as the judge reviewed case law on evidence, specifically blood evidence that police say they found on the garage floor and on the SUV parked there. Defense attorney John Schoenhorn called test on that evidence junk science.
The Supreme Court of Connecticut has said is that chemical is so unreliable that it has no value to put it into a case.
One name jurors haven't heard yet, that of defendant Michelle Troconis. When the trial resumes, Fox 61 will be in the courtroom. And now to Bethlehem, where the owner of a donkey named Jackie needs your help. She has been missing from Hickory Lane 2 days ago. Desmond's Army is offering a $3,000 reward for information leading to Jackie. Animal Control is asking anyone who has cameras to check them or to double check your livestock herds in case Jackie joined up with them. A drone was activated yesterday, but she has yet to be found. If you have any information of her whereabouts, contact Bethlehem Animal Control so this mother donkey can return home to her son. We have much more coming up on Connecticut.